Hi, I'm Leslie Palma, Communications Director at Priests for Life, here with your pro-life news break. The U.S. Supreme Court had some good news for pro-lifers this week, ordering a New York court to reassess whether some religious organizations should be excluded from a state regulation requiring health insurance plans to cover abortion. According to the Associated Press, New York exempts religious employers if their purpose is to spread religious values and they primarily employ and serve people of their own faith. But religious groups that serve and employ people regardless of their beliefs don't qualify for the exemption. The Roman Catholic Diocese of Albany and other church groups challenged the rule. Now the ball is back in New York's court again. Also this week, the Supreme Court added an abortion-related case to its docket for next term. First Choice Women's Resource Centers operates 5 pregnancy help centers in abortion-friendly New Jersey. In 2023, the state attorney general issued a subpoena to the faith-based centers seeking information including the identity of the center's donors. First Choice wanted to challenge the subpoena in federal court on First Amendment grounds. In asking the High Court to reject the case, New Jersey Attorney General Matthew Platkin claimed that the pregnancy centers were misleading donors. A federal appeals court ruled that the centers must first contest the subpoena in state court, but now the Supreme Court will have the final word on that. A federal district court in Amarillo, Texas, ruled Wednesday that doctors around the country are free to protect their patients by reporting suspected abuse and to safeguard the health and safety of mothers and children. The case filed by Alliance Defending Freedom on behalf of a Texas physician challenged a Biden-era rule that restricted how doctors can protect patients from the harm of abortion and so-called gender transition. The Biden rule redefined person to exclude unborn children, and it limited how doctors and law enforcement can protect patients from abuse when it involves abortion. That rule has now been shelved. The Trump administration could appeal, but seems unlikely to do so. A baby born to a Georgia woman who had been declared brain dead was delivered by emergency C-section on June 13th at 28 weeks. Doctors at Emory Healthcare declared 31-year-old Adriana Smith brain dead in February when she was 9 weeks pregnant. They said they could not take her off life support because a Georgia law protects unborn babies once a heartbeat can be detected. It doesn't appear the doctors were correct, with State Attorney General Chris Carr's office issuing a statement that said nothing in Georgia law requires medical professionals to keep a woman on life support after brain death. The case attracted national and even international attention, with abortion advocates saying the woman was being treated like a human incubator. Her family said it should have been their choice whether or not to remove life support systems, but now they are asking for prayers for the newborn baby boy they have named Chance. Ms. Smith has been since taken off life support. A California woman who was pregnant with twins was stabbed multiple times by her fiancé, according to law enforcement authorities. Ernie Victor Solis, 40, is charged with 3 counts of murder in the death of 33-year-old Haley Privet of Napa County and her unborn twins. She was killed while her other 3 children were in the home, including one who was sleeping in a separate bed in the room where Privet died. Before the alleged murder, Solis is said to have told a relative in a text message that, quote, "I'm really thinking about saying that we need to have an abortion and just wait for a better time to have kids. That should wise her up." Privet had been looking forward to the birth of the couple's twins in December. A procedure that has consistently been called junk science by the pro-abortion medical establishment and media has saved more than 7,000 babies since 2007. Pioneered by 2 medical advisors for Priests for Life, the abortion pill reversal process floods a mother's system with progesterone after she has taken the first pill in the 2-drug chemical abortion regimen. Heartbeat International runs the Abortion Pill Rescue Network. Its president, Jarrell Godsey, said that since November of last year, the organization has seen a marked increase in women contacting the network. As we see chemical abortion exploding across the U.S., it's only natural that with more abortions, there will be more women who regret making or being forced into that decision, Godsey said. If you are a mom who has taken mifepristone in the last day or so, it might not be too late to save your baby's life. Go to abortionpillreversal.com or call 877-558-0333. Mothers in England and Wales who have an abortion after 24 weeks will no longer be prosecuted after a vote in Parliament decriminalized late-term procedures. Oddly, medical professionals who assist in the abortion still could face prosecution. The Pro-Life Society for the Protection of Unborn Children has described the effort to change the law as the greatest threat to unborn children and their mothers since the 1967 Abortion Act. And finally, please join me in praying for justice for Mark Crosby, one of 2 men brutally assaulted outside a Baltimore Planned Parenthood in 2023. Fellow pro-lifer Dick Schaefer, then 84, was punched and knocked out cold, and then the assailant rushed 43-year-old Crosby, punched him to the ground, straddled him to continue punching him, and then kicked him in the face before walking away. The entire attack was captured on video. 28-year-old Patrick Bryce of Baltimore was arrested a year later, and in February he was found guilty of 2 counts of second-degree assault and 2 counts of reckless endangerment, all misdemeanors. But he was found not guilty of a first-degree felony assault charge for Schaefer's attack, and the jury deadlocked over the felony charge for attacking Crosby. Bryce has not denied the attacks, but said he didn't mean to hurt the men, and he has been free on bail since the attacks. Crosby spent 3 days in a hospital being treated for a serious eye injury. Both Crosby and Schaefer were back at their posts outside Planned Parenthood shortly after the attacks. Next week, Bryce will be retried on the felony charge stemming from the attack on Crosby, with court convening this Wednesday, June 25th at 9 a.m. in the Elijah Cummings Courthouse, 111 North Calvert Street in Baltimore. Crosby hopes pro-lifers in the area will attend the trial to show their support. That's some of what's making news this week. Next week, on June 24th, we will celebrate the 3-year anniversary of the Supreme Court opinion that overturned Roe v. Wade. The abortion landscape has changed dramatically since then, with babies protected in 16 states and at increased risk in many blue states. That means we still have work to do, but as Priests for Life National Director Frank Pavone likes to say, we are starting from victory. Thank you for tuning in. If you would like to keep up with our press releases and commentary, go to prolife.press or scan the barcode on your screen. And as always, please keep in mind that